All right, next question. Go.
Did God ever really live, or did he create the earth from heaven?
Did God ever really live on earth?
Or did he create it from heaven?
Or did he create it from heaven? That's a good question.
If I can jump on that, because we also have a question that was submitted that goes along with it. That someone asked, who made God and how? And so I think those two kind of tie in. I want to address the who made God. No one made God. God is, always has been, always will be, and it's hard for us to wrap our brain around that. We can just sit and try to think of the eternality of God, that he's eternal, always has been. You know, science tells us that you can't make something out of nothing. And so how could God, if he is something, have always been something? Because there would have been something after me. And you can just sit there and go in circles over and over and over again trying to figure that out. But that's part of the majesty, the awesomeness, the glory that is God, is because God always has been. There's not something beyond God that God is subject to, that he must answer for, that he must answer to. He is God. He is above all things. He is beyond all things. And God was not made. He is not a made thing. He just is. That's why whenever Moses asked, who should I tell them, you know, what your name is, who sent me? And his answer was, just tell them I am. And it's just that idea, you know, we say I am, and that's kind of a basic little statement, but in the Hebrew, my understanding is that just encompasses the entirety of being. He just simply is God.
To add to that, in Colossians it says, for by him all things were created, both in the heavens and on earth, visible and invisible. Whether thrones and dominions or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. So even before heaven, God was, okay, and is.
Also, the very, very, very first verse of the Bible says, in the beginning, God. So God was there in the beginning. He is the beginning. He is the end. He is the Alpha, the Omega. There is no timeline for God. Does that answer your question? Yep.
That little church on Liberty Hill. Come praise the Lord. Let your cup be filled. Raise your voices and we'll sing. Let God's freedom ring from that little church on Liberty